Welcome to the September 27th broadcast of the HireLyrics is Born to Serve on Blog Talk Radio Show. Let me give a disclaimer right here. This is Roxanne Grinage. I'm founder of an invention of business method that is a standard access mechanism. It demonstrates standard access to those administrative services that guard and protect rights of ownership while raising quality of life by causing fair entry into those competitive processes which result in earnings and exposure opportunities for a previously unseen, unmeasured, and unaccommodated worldwide population of disadvantaged creators. Blog Talk Radio does not agree with, support, or have any prior knowledge of the content of our show. Today's show is entitled In the Trenches Americans, U.S. Citizens Public Database, Reform, Corrupt Court, CPS, Stimulus Fraud. I'm going to limit all comments in today's show to teach exactly what the characteristics and attributes of a standard access mechanism and public viewability of the data that mechanism documents and records, how that is specially equipped to dismantle corrupt CPS and to reform any corruption in our nation's courts. Okay, so let's get on with the show, and I'm going to explain to you how the standard access mechanism works, and then how, for the purpose of collaboration, the collaborators will come together for a common purpose. And if it's for the purpose of cleaning up corruption in courts, that's what that collaborative cluster will do. If it's for the purpose of restoring credit through credit amnesty, that's what that collaborative cluster will do. If it's for the purpose of exposing and reforming epidemic fraudulent property conveyance, that's what that collaborative cluster will do. If it's for the purpose, common purpose of exposing those people who sidestep criminal charges, criminal accountability for any reason, internet crime or whatever the reason is that they use. If they use the fact that Catch-22, if they want to be involved in our commercial processes and then try to sidestep accountability by using sovereignty or whatever, unaccountability, or in this particular case that I'm concerned about, judicial authority, if they want to harm our families and hurt our kids and commit what's actually crimes against us. And then sidestep criminal accountability on legal language loopholes. This database, this method of a standard access mechanism that simply records everything that presents and documents everything that presents, will in fact reflect that. And if we can get the presidential administration, the ones who's in charge of making all our laws and funding, if we can get them to see and accept that this will eventually evolve to be the definitive database. Courts' databases are the dockets, right? It's what they control the docket. They control rules for even talking to the courts. But if we can get a publicly citizens-controlled incident reporting docket database enacted, show this way we're building a working scale model, a prototype. We're building something that works for documenting who's dropping the ball in every case, who's siphoning off the money, who's taking the stimulus money, who's taking a paycheck and not doing their job, or if they are doing their job, what is the relationship, the intent, the synergy in the relationship that gives them an agenda that's separate and apart from what the money was intended for, that's personally motivated and causes them to be creating crimes, and they have to stand criminal accountability. Okay, so I'm going to keep this very generic. I'm not going to talk about anybody's particular case today, because any prototype is demonstrated with case studies. So if you're talking about reforming courts there and family courts and CPS, we have many, many case studies, but this shows for the purpose of showing you how my method, my 9-year demonstrated method of standard access to those administrative services, when rendered contingently, without you having to lay out of the claimant or the creator having to lay out a lot of money and hope the professional service do the right thing by them. When these documentation services are rendered contingently, it causes fair entry into a holistic competitive process where best quality work products will be seen by the industries that purchase work product and sell them back to us as consumers. In this particular case, we're concerned with rescuing, preserving a squandered workforce, an American workforce, that one particular mechanism, in particular CPS and family courts, is destroying through the criminal acts that they are committing against American